Hey nerds! Sage is here, also Jay's here too. Hi Jay.
I'm not here, I'm just a ghost.
That's
A
not
spoopy
helping
ghost.
things. Alrighty then. So, we have, I mean, it's been how many days since these came out?
Oh fuck if
Three?
I know, I can't count.
I think it's been 2 days technically since our good old buddies here, the Brave Heroes, have come out, and I think it's a fair time to take a look at them now that we know exactly what their abilities can do, because we needed some clarification with a few of them. And also, you know, just talk about them as they are, honestly.
Also, we actually have the stats this time around, we're not going, like, basically mathematics.
Well, I did touch upon the stats a bit earlier, in another video where we had the data mine stats, but still, you know...
Oh yeah, I did see that.
But, you know, nonetheless, you know, let's talk about a few characters. Let's start off with Lynn, who obviously is, well, an archer, so technically you get what you get when you go with an archer, right? So...
Archers are pretty easy to build. Lynn is interesting. She's basically like Bright Cordelia on a horse, but the big game changer is essentially she has like Summer Gaius, all of defense, meaning she has 4 defense, which doesn't matter because Seki's blessing, except for like other archers.
Yeah.
And she has like pretty decent res, actually, equal to Summer Gaius.
I mean,
she's able,
she's
take down mages and just ignores completely Blade Tome because you're using Mugalier. But I mean, you can use both Brave Bow and Mugalier.
Yeah.
The way I see it is like Mugalier, and I'm butchering the shit out of that name.
Yeah.
Her fucking bow is like the bow you will use for PvP.
Yep, and you have Brave Bow when you're using for anything else, really.
Like GHB, Chain Challenge, Tempest Trial, Brave Bows.
It's such a good bow, honestly. It's, you know, it's powerful, it gives her speed, allows her to do a lot of things that she, you know, not only that, but I forget how much, I think it's 14, you know, might, which is always cool. Granted, mine, you know, I kind of went cheap with the Swift Sparrow, because, again, she comes with the full kit when you get her, you know, so...
In all honesty, there's not really much to give her. If you're going to go Brave Bow, you will want to have Luna instead of Draconicora, obviously. Yeah. Luna is the go-to skill for all Brave Bow builds, purely. Because, like, even if you can have the attack with buffs to use Draconicora, you're better off using Luna. Because usually, when you have trouble killing something, it's because it has, like, over 30 defense.
Yep.
Which makes Luna like the go-to skill, easily.
Yeah, I'm still working on that. I mean, I haven't really touched her special yet, or given her a command skill yet, so I'm working on it.
And then it's like, it's obviously a position, especially if you're using a dancer.
Yeah.
Dread is the go-to skill for every archer when it comes to...
reposition is pretty much just a staple for a lot of characters at this point, so...
Seki's Blessing and Swift Sparrow are both amazing skills that you can definitely use. Like, I've seen someone put Desperation on her, and I'm like, what are you going to use that on? The, like, rare archer you see? Like...
I really don't know, honestly. She just does...
Like, the only archers you might want to have Desperation with is, like, fucking, what's-his-face, Varian, because he has, like, 46 HP and, like, 25 death. Or something.
I mean, she's a incredibly strong archer, and, you know, I gave her Brave Bow here just because of options and things like that, and I'm working on giving her some, you know, actual other skills. I'm still again, command skill, weapon skill, you know, things like that. Nothing too crazy, though.
I have 3 Brave Bow archers, and I'm still going to give Brave Bow to her.
I know, right? I mean, she's a strong archer, but we've gushed about her long enough as is. So
she's pretty much the easiest unit to really rank.
Yeah, she's definitely really high up there, insanely high up there.
Like, she's basically S tier. It's like Bright Cordelia.
Right.
Yeah. if you have attack plus, she jumps to S plus tier, and if you're using her in Aura's Emblem, she easily jumps to S plus tier as well.
There's no way you're gonna. I mean, she gets 35 speed naturally, 38 when she has a boon in that. 36 attack when she has it, and that's not, again, 38 speed. That's not including if you use her legendary bow.
Yep, because otherwise it reaches 41 base speed without any fucking A skill involvement.
Yep. And that's outrageous. That's absolutely just wow.
Neutral Link just own cavalry and her base bow.
Yep. And
just reached she reaches 57 attack and
anyways,
you're just dying.
I'm dying.
Attack and speed.
I muted my mic there because I'm dying. But anyways, yes, she's outrageous. But let's talk about the character that I'm honestly the most surprised about when it comes to characters in this game right now. Now, we called him the weakest, honestly. Or at least we thought of him as the weakest. But when you are the weakest of all gods, you're still a god by all stretch.
Yeah.
But I do want to remind you, to those people who want to talk smack about him, he does potentially have a 19 might weapon, essentially. So
the 19 weapon is not the main thing that really matters.
Yes.
It's mainly the fact that he comes with heavy blade built in his weapon.
Yep.
The main problem Ike has, because he reaches the same attack as Ike and neutral, when he is in neutral as well,
yeah,
is that Ike needs to use his A slot for heavy blade.
Yeah.
Roy doesn't.
He does not have to do that. Nope.
Meaning that he can actually use Fury.
Yep, and boost
which
that.
I cannot do with heavy blade at the same time. Which means that Ike's main problem, if he's using heavy blade, is he has to rely on threat and attack. That's kind of unreliable at times.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Roy does not have that problem, and on top of that, he's actually faster than Ike.
Yep. I mean, just let's give a comparison. His speed neutrally for him is 34. That's Roy. And let me just pull up Ike here again, because of course I have to type in these. Okay, 34 neutral, 31 neutral for Ike, and he's also not on a horse, so that also adds a bit to it as well. Because goads exists, fortifies, and hones exist, things like that. Mostly hones, but still. I mean,
is that is nothing to really write home about, but it works, especially if you use Fury on him, which honestly is the better choice for him. I'm kind of surprised they gave Swift Sparrow to Lyn and not him, because he's the unit that could use it the most. He has the speed, he has Desperation, for God's sake.
Yeah, he has Steady Blow as well, which is, I'm pretty sure, something that's new for him, actually, so...
It's new for everyone. It's speed and death.
Yep. Which I mean, is an interesting ability, but still. All in all, though, the fact that he has Heavy Blade built into his weapon makes him substantially, just powerful. I mean, when
and basically, in a fight where you fight basically a normal unit, even if you have Gale Force, if you have more attack than them and you don't one-shot them, you proc Gale Force.
Yeah, they built that into him. That's the most terrifying part of it. I mean, the only problem I can see with Gale Force is, of course, that you do have to, use a bit more SP to get over the hump here, but...
In all honesty, I do think that Aether, it would be a better choice for him than Gale Force. Though, Gale Force has its use, but...
Gale Force is only really used for, if you really want to, make sure you have a team built around just constantly using their turns, as effectively as you can. But the thing is, it really comes down to if you want to just, because chances are you'll do better if you just kill the enemy outright and gain a little bit of, I guess a heal from Aether as well. Not really that big of a deal, but still, you gain that advantage.
My god, never knew that Gale Force was 500 fucking SP.
Yeah, it's a lot of SP. It's a huge investment. But then again, so is Aether. Aether is also... 500,
well,
I believe.
I think it's 300, but I might be wrong. But
I
like
have
5,
Lucina here. Let's just take a look.
just like inherit Gil versus
500.
someone else, fucking 750. Fucking hell.
Yep. So I mean, that's a lot of investment in that. But
Yeah.
I honestly feel that Roy is extremely powerful. I wrote him off before. I made a joke video about that where I'm like, oh man, I want him now. But no, he's crazy, and I really want to build him into a horse emblem team that will make him even crazier.
In all honesty, I somehow managed to pull 2 Hike and a Lucina, as well as Lynn as my free summon, obviously.
Yep.
So
Let's talk
probably,
about Lucina then, shall we?
like 2 of my Ike are Speed Plus, which is a problem, but I mean, who cares? The first one was Attack minus Speed Plus. Can you get like shittier IVs than this?
We'll talk about speed on Ike in a second because of things, obvious things.
Now that I have like all 3 of them, I kind of want Roy.
Here's Garrus Gogol with her owner, you know, Lucina, and Lucina.
Or girl.
Garrus Groggle. So Lucina is she's fantastic as well, honestly.
It's ironic because I kept saying like in the Discord that it's basically the second best unit of this banner.
Yeah.
And honestly, I consider her S plus 40.
Oh.
And people were not believing me at first.
Really?
And they saw that my Lucina was reaching 42 def.
Yeah.
With 40 speed.
Yep.
With 57 attack.
Yep. I mean, that's an obscene amount of, you know, just ability out of
Like,
that.
It's essentially Ephraim with like speed.
I mean, okay, so let's say, okay, you have a defense plus Lucina, right? And okay, so she naturally has a defense of 31 with a boon. Then you add in Garrus Gogol, which has, you know, +3 already, so that's, you know, hitting it up.
And then you had Fury to this, that's 37. You have Hector's fucking defense.
Yep.
Then you have Quade speed, that's 38. Then you have like rally defense, that's 42.
Yeah, she can become a huge defensive wall, and then on top of it, retain her massive damage as well. 37 attack plus Garrus Gogol's, you know, 16 might. Not including the, you know, the ability that comes with it for, you know, buffing others and just, oh my god, it's...
And like, whereas Ephraim with like speed plus would reach 29 speed, Lucina reaches a staggering 42 speed with Fury, no buffs, and just speed plus.
Yeah, she has 36 speed neutrally, and if she happens to have a speed IV, 39. Just
it's
as a
fucking
reminder.
retarded. Like,
that is a very strong
like already there, like you're already like, shit, that's a pretty strong unit, it's fast, it hits hard. The only problem is maybe mages, even then,
well, she has,
even then, like, most blue mage, unless they have Lanesbreaker, won't one-round KO her, except if they're fucking Reinhardt, because Reinhardt always has Lanesbreaker, because that's fucking B-skill. Moving on.
But still, yeah.
Like, she takes so much shit. And it's like, on top of this, she's also a buffer.
Yeah, she also has, you know, Garrus Gogol has Spur, well, I guess it's Drive, or... Huh?
It's Drive Attack 2 mixed with Drive Speed 2.
Yeah, so basically, you know, 2 Spurs right there, and then she also has Drive Speed normally as well, so...
Which, to some people were like, okay, so this is basically a weaker Ephraim.
No, she's
like
insanely stronger than him.
No, but I mean in the sense of buffs, and I'm
well, yeah, I mean, still, no, I disagree.
Like, I'm like, if you give, like, Rally Def Res to her, she basically does +3 attack, 6 speed, 3 def, and 3 res. That's more fucking stat than Erica or Ephraim could ever do. But it's not for mage user. On the other side, if you have a Brave Bow user, like I have Bright Cordelia with like neutral attack and speed, that's not merged.
Yeah.
If I put like if I buff Cordelia with both Ephraim and Lucina because they stack on each other. My fucking Cordelia reaches 53 attack, but on top of this, 44 speed.
Yeah, she is definitely a very, Spurs. People always ask me why you should go with Spurs over certain things, or if you really want to, goads. And, with the advent of Panic Ploy more than ever nowadays, there's a reason for it,
Yep. Panic Ploy is starting to become common on Nectar, and the fact that Walter gave it for free just kind of was like, well, time to put this shit on Nectar.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Panic Ploy affects, again, because, guys, I mean, just to explain this in a better fashion, there are two forms of buffs in this game. There are the seen and the unseen. The seen are, of course, the ones that are the green numbers that pop up when you use things like rallies, fortifies, hones. And then there's the unseen ones. These are the ones that affect when you initiate a battle with certain, spurs or goads near you and things like that. Those buff up your units, and they are not affected by Panic Ploy.
And the slightest. Panic Ploy is just like, huh? Well, I'm fucking worthless.
So the advent of things like drive speed, and of course Gareth Skogel's own effect with, melee units, or, I mean, physical units, it's something that's pretty big. It's not something that, it's not an easy thing to go, oh, well, it's just a spur. No, it's a lot more than that these days.
Yep. Fun fact, I actually made my Lucina tank a Hector and then kill him. That was funny.
Alright, well, let's move on to the next unit. If I can find him.
My Lucina on defense terrain just reaches 54 defense.
Oh, God. So let's talk about Ike, shall we?
Yep. Ike is the most strange unit. By the way, in case you're curious, since I did rank 2 of the units, I ranked Lucina as S+, I said this before, and I ranked Lynn as S+ as well because she has access to Ors buffs.
Yes.
Otherwise, she's S tier if you don't use her in Ors Emblem. But if she's Attack Plus, she's S+.
Yes.
Straight.
Yes. Let's get. What would you rate Ike then?
Ike and Roy are units I wish to actually test in the calculator once Winsomniac actually has them.
Yeah.
Winsomniac being the guy that runs Kagero Chart.
I understand. I honestly rate them at about probably S as well for both of them.
Yeah, I'd say
just
like
because of sheer stats. I mean, but
like I'd say Roy is like S tier around the middle.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that's I've not tested them yet. I've tested Ike because I actually own him, but I haven't tested Roy. But I'd say he's around S tier. As for Ike, I'd say he's like also S tier, more toward the top than Roy.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So a lot of people were really confused about Irvan. And the whole consecutive attacks thing. People were like, oh my god, it's gonna be so powerful. Guys, we just need to remind you that this only counts if it's an attack straight after the last one. If Ike attacks between those, it resets.
On the bright side, if Ike is the one to attack first, that means his attack will be first in the order, and then he gets his attack twice.
Yep.
He also has a better heavy blade in the sense that it removes cooldown before he attacks, instead of being like, well, I'm at 1 cooldown, I have heavy blade, -2 charge, oh wait, I don't get my spec, so it's kind of worthless. I'm not saying heavy blade is useless, it's just that at times it can kind of be like pointless.
I have to say the thing that really saved Ike for me was Steady Breath, because looking at Irvan and seeing that the ability that we had, I was thinking, if that consecutive attack thing is true and it resets when he attacks, then that means Irvan is only going to be useful against select abilities and select characters. But then Steady Breath came in, and I'm like, okay, this is getting a little bit more interesting.
Honestly, from what I've tested, Ike uses 2 cooldown and 4 cooldown move. What's important to know is the fact that since his hacks does cooldown -1, means Aether is a 4-turn cooldown and Bonfire is a 2-turn cooldown. What's nice about this is the fact that if he gets hit by a Brave weapon with Steady Breath, Aether is fucking procced from scratch.
Yep, it's pretty. That is, I mean, right now I have Bonfire on him, but I'll eventually probably work my way to getting Aether. That's just a huge investment. Like, Christ.
In all honesty, the way I see it, Bonfire is better for everyday task. But if you're going to do something like
PvP,
no, I'd say
chain challenge. Yeah,
challenge or Tempest Trial.
Yeah.
You might want to invest into Aether at this point.
Yeah, Aether. I mean, because this allows him. He's built around this whole idea of just basically being a wall that when he gets hit, he will come back even stronger. That's the idea, you know.
Yep.
And as it is, that's just outrageous to me. That's why I kind of gave him Vantage, at least, because that way, if he gets attacked, by a melee, that will double him. He'll attack first, then they'll do the attacks, so...
It's funny, because if you have Speed Minus, Quick Riposte is better. Though his B skill is also amazing, but... if you want to have an alternative, Quick Riposte is even better because then he procs Bonfire twice in a fight.
He actually, I don't think I've given him that. Yeah, no, I haven't. Now that I think about it, but I will work on that myself. I just gave him Vantage because I did not want to bother with busting out a Tsubaki right now. I had a lon'qu just sitting around. But all in all, I mean, Ike is such a strange unit. He's probably the weirdest one out there.
He really is. And also, fun fact about Steady Breath, it's a very weird skill. Purely because, first off, mages can't use it. Colorless can't use it either. And it's like, apparently flyers and cavalry can't use it either.
So it's only infantry. Is that what you're telling me?
It's only like infantry and armored unit, and only if they're melee.
That's so bizarre. Wow.
It's so weird. Like I'm just standing here like, okay, and who's the unit that can really use it? Well, there's Minerva.
Yeah, she can't.
There's also Michaelis.
Can't use it.
I
mean, I'm trying to think of any... Huh?
I'm like, fuck, yes, they're flyers, I keep forgetting. Like, if flyers could use it, Minerva, Michaelis, and, what's her fucking face? Veruca could all use it really well.
Yeah.
But since they're not, it's like, fuck. And then if you're talking about armored unit, they tend to prefer distant counter, but I guess Steady Breath would be better as well in some cases.
I don't know, but, like, that's the one thing that really unnerves me, is that people are like, oh man, just put distant counter on Ike, and I'm just like, no.
Oh, don't do this, you're fucking him up.
I mean, if you put... distant counter's cool, guys. I understand a lot of you really like it. But I've seen people post on, other websites and things like that. I've seen the optimal build for Ike was something like, something like Quick Riposte with distant counter. And it's just like, what?
No, you don't understand how to build shit.
Steady Breath will do a lot better.
Steady Breath is great. No matter what, you have like literally no fucking requirement whatsoever. You're getting 2 charge every time you get hit.
Yeah, and it's a cool, and with his cooldown, and with Irvan, he's gonna be on constantly, just constantly.
It's funny because you can literally put him there, tank an attack with like any fucking unit, take 2 hits, and then you have Aether ready, and then you just heal it all the way back up while killing your enemy, because he has a stupid 52 base attack.
And if you have an attack boon, it's 56, apparently.
I'm actually curious now. I don't think so. Normally 36 means...
55, I'm sorry. I think mine is plus... Yeah, that's right, +1. Dope.
I was gonna say, like, that...
Yeah, he has 39 normally with the boon, so yeah, you're right. 55.
Yep. Which is fucking ridiculous. And on top of
that's pretty much what I thought.
Yes. he also has 35 def, and if he's speed minus, that's 24 speed, which is actually pretty good for him. Though I'll say, if you have speed plus, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's actually a good Bane and a bad Bane at the same time. It's a good Bane because, well, that means he gets doubled less, which means that Bonfire is more reliable. If you have speed minus, Aether becomes more reliable because you'll be able to charge it more consistently. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Like, I had attack minus speed plus on mine. I pulled another one. I got HP minus speed plus. I was like, at first I was like, fuck. Meanwhile, my Lucina is like speed minus.
Yeah, that's...
Which is bad, but I guess Def Plus works, and I can just put Quick Creep Roast anyway for like the 1 or 2 unit that just out...
manages to outdo her, yeah. I don't know. It's so odd, but honestly, in the end result, I really think that this is probably one of the best banners we've seen ever.
Yep, I'd say so as well. If we're talking about non-new unit banner, I'd say that's easily Battling Lloyd. Because that banner had Ninian, Inoka, Klein, and Raven. Which is honestly a pretty goddamn solid banner. The problem is it was in the middle of an orb drop.
Oh well, we don't really worry about that. But yeah, all in all, I mean, all the characters are probably around S, if not S plus.
Yep.
And I mean, if you haven't already, go and get your free unit. Goddammit. Do it. Why are you sitting around listening to us chatter on for years?
It's funny because someone just talked to me on Discord like before this video, and he was like, "I have a problem. I don't know which one to choose between Ike and Lynn," and I'm just like, "Okay, so I'm just going to say this. First off, Lynn is better. Second, Ike is easier to pull." And he's like, what? What do you mean? I'm like, well, the base rate, like 3%. When it displays 3%, you have 2.99% chance of pulling Lynn. But Ike on the other end is 3.95% at base.
I mean, he's an easier unit to pull, yeah. So, I mean, and Ike is fantastic. I mean, geez, all of them are so good, and I just want to level them all up right now, so I think that's what I'm going to be doing in the next few hours. I'm going to get Lucina up to 40 now. That's my next goal. And then eventually get to Roy. But for now, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If so, you know, feel free to leave a like, sound off in the comments what you think about your units.
As Liffy would say, smash that like button.
Oh,
like
good lord. God damn it. Anyways, catch you guys later, and thank you, Jay, for joining me.
Anytime.